A pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pam Evans-Smith Arena on the campus of Wittenberg University in Springfield, Ohio, for Ohio High School Athletic Association State Championship Volleyball for the boys. This is a Division II State Championship semifinal matchup featuring the Independence Blue Devils with a record of 20-5 and the Fighting Irish of St. Vincent-St. Mary with a record of 16-9. With Renee DeGraff, I'm Chris Selwecki. Bree Stidd spinning the dials for us for TKDS, and we're so glad you've chosen to be with us. We know one of the competitors for tomorrow's Division II championship, Bishop Fenwick out of Middletown. They took care in short order of St. Charles out of Columbus, 3-0. And now it's between these two teams, the Blue Devils and the Fighting Irish. And Renee, when you look at these two teams, you've got it looks like very different styles. It looks like on paper these two teams couldn't be more disparate.
Yeah, I expect, though, good defense, a lot of strong attacks, just like we saw in the first semifinal. They really both teams brought a lot of firepower, and based on the warm-ups that we just watched, I expect the same thing out of both these teams.
For each of these teams, who stands out to you? Who's one of the players that you just are excited to watch and see in this environment?
You know, it's really, really interesting. Passing is going to play a big part, but Jaden Jacobs for St. Vincent-St. Mary really caught my eye. We walked into the gym, and I think he was jumping out of it as we were walking in. And if that's an indication of the athleticism that we're going to see in this match, it's going to be a fun time.
He's a 6'5" junior on this team, an opposite hitter. He's a 3-year letter winner and 2-year starter, so he's got a lot of experience under his belt. When we turn our attention to Independence, who stands out to you there?
Well, you know, Independence has a lot of good athletes on their team. It's going to be really interesting. They've got a libero, Sonny Sears, 5'9", a lot of great digs credited to him. He's committed to Grove City College. He's going to be continuing his career, and so I expect with the defense on the Independent side and the offense on St. Vincent-St. Mary, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
The officials for this second semifinal matchup, Dean Roble and Bree Soroka, are on the line judge duties. David Watt is a second referee down on the floor, and Jill Potter is the first referee. She is going to be up on the ladder. The coaches of these two teams, Coach Smotek for Independence, Coach Jennings for St. Vincent-St. Mary. 3 tickets have been punched. 1 ticket remains, and this is the time of year, right, Renee? I mean, you look at these kids, you look at this experience, you come to a university setting and you get a chance to play in this environment. There's nothing better. It's what these kids have been practicing for, and now they get to realize that dream.
There's a lot going on for all of these athletes. They're all playing very, very hard. They want to win that state championship. They're juggling graduation. They're juggling getting started with their summer, and most of them are juggling going to Florida after this high school season's done and playing in the AAU Nationals in Orlando. So their focus has to be right now, though, at the Pam Evans-Smith Arena, and they want to punch that last ticket.
So we have a minute here, so I'm going to ask you, and we'll probably have to pause at the anthem at some point, but these officials who are out here, we've seen officials all night long, and honest to goodness, today they've had some challenges throughout the course of the first 3 matches. There have been things. Here comes the anthem, so we'll pause on this, but we'll talk about it. Just the importance of people investing in these kids and in the next generation of high school sports. We'll talk about that, but first we're going to step aside for the national anthem. Our national anthem, and we are just about set for the Irish and Independence to square off here in this final state semifinal matchup of the day. And while we get to that place, I'll turn it back to you and just, we talk about these officials and the roles that they play. But the reality is, in any sport, pick one. There's not enough officials doing what needs to be done. The quality of official, some of them are great, but we just need more people who are willing to invest in these kids. You've been a coach for a long time. Being an official is almost the same way of investing in a kid as being a coach, just a very different role.
It's all for the love of the game. And, you may not know this, Chris, I'm also an official. Actually, I stepped aside a couple years ago, but I officiated for a number of years after I retired from coaching at the high school level. And I understand firsthand the depth and the intense training that has to go in. I look across the gym right now and I see several friends who are officials. They are here to help the blue shirts right now, the officials, the R1, R2, the line judges get better so they can better the game. The rules are constantly changing. There are points of emphasis, as we talked about in the last match, carries, whatnot, doubles being loosened up a little bit to prolong the play, take a lot of subjectivity out of the game, and make it more spectator friendly. Actually, research has shown that spectators want long rallies. That's what increases the excitement. Take some of that subjectivity out of that, and the rallies go longer. But the folks that we have here that are working the match want the best. They want to get it right. Everybody wants there to be great volleyball, and without these officials, it wouldn't happen. These are crucial cogs in the wheel.
That's exactly right. It's exciting to see these folks step up and be part of this. And quite honestly, I love that the emphasis, we talk about respecting the game in the OHSAA, but there's an emphasis of respecting teammates and respecting opponents and respecting officials and all the things that go along with that, because all of those people are part of what makes the game so great. St. Vincent-St. Mary will serve first in set number one as soon as the official is finished checking, and now all the lineups have been clarified, and we are set to go. Good serve. Dunked across. Here comes St. Vincent-St. Mary on the attack. And that one is down on a touch. It'll be a point for St. Vincent-St. Mary, as the first point of the game goes to Dev Brickman, number 6, serving from the right side of the gymnasium as we see it.
Serve receive is going to be crucial here. That first pass was a little bit off. Much more aggressive serve with the top spin, set to the outside.
Off the touch, dig out. Sent across, kept alive, set to the backside. Good dig in the back corner. Down the line and good. Good swing by Nate Sparhawk, and it's 2-0, St. Vincent-St. Mary. Sparhawk, an outside hitter, senior, 5'11", a 4-year letter winner, a 3-year starter. And there's a joust to the net, and Sparhawk wins that one as well. 3-0 Irish.
And 3 errant passes. None of those passes yet from the Blue Devils have been on target. Jamie Paniki's been on his horse trying to chase down the passes, and there's a little bit of reprieve for the Blue Devils as the Fighting Irish hit long.
Yeah, you hate that. You hate this when you've got momentum going. You hate for something like that to be what stops your momentum. So now, obviously, the effort comes back for the Blue Devils to serve a few times and even the score, while the Irish look to get it right back and continue distancing themselves from the Blue Devils. Quick one in the middle. Sent across, good dig. To the outside. Off the touch. And that block gets a point for the Irish, and they do side out and get the volleyball right back. Sparhawk will go to the serving line for the Irish, leading 4-1.
It's a little bit of a height variance on the front line of the Fighting Irish right now. If the Blue Devils pick it up, their right side's got a shorter block, and they go to the middle, and it's successful. What a hit, Luke Masick. And again, the pass, the serve receive was on target.
Luke Masick, and that's exactly right. We see this time and time again. We see great plays made on out-of-system situations, but the best volleyball you see is when it's played within the system. And there's a serve that is unable to be handled. It's wrangled by the first guy, but not by the second. And suddenly, the Blue Devils are climbing right back into it. They're down 4-3. And the serve, it belongs to number 5, Sonny Sears. He's the libero. He's a senior. And he approaches. Floats it deep, right through the hand. They're going to try to keep it alive, and they do. They free it across, but a great opportunity for Independence here. Back set, cross court, good dig. Off the scoreboard, kept alive. Into the block and down, big time point.
A little bit of controversy right there because somebody was in the net, but the R2 immediately said the ball was down. So if the ball's down, it hits the floor, the play is dead. And then, according to the R2, the Blue Devils were in the net.
So we're tied at 4. Sears. Good serve, good reception. In the middle, big swing. Free ball across. Here comes Independence. The Blue Devils on the outside. Big swing down the line is good. Masick with a big swing. 5-4 Devils. So they went from being down 4-0 to climbing all the way back. Back set. Hard one. Down. The net moving a lot, but that was off the ball, not off of a body apparently, and it's 5-all. Good swing. Here's Muthaw. He's the libero for St. Vincent-St. Mary's Irish. Skips forward, good serve. Back set. Good swing. Goodness gracious, Troy Snyder, sophomore oppo hitter, hit that with authority.
The Fighting Irish are moving Jaden Jacobs up and down the net, trying to get on the Blue Devils' top hitter. Jaden Jacobs was playing right side. That last attack, he was on the left side, but just a little bit too late to get that block as we watch number 11, Luke Masick, serve a little long.
6-6 is the score, and at the serving line is Jaden Jacobs, number 12. Good floater, good reception. Dinked across and off the block. Troy Snyder is a big dude. We don't have their heights and weights here, but Troy Snyder is easily 6'5", and he's got a little something behind it. When he goes up and hits that ball gently, nobody in the gym expects that.
Yeah, it was a right side attack. I think that the Fighting Irish thought that the Blue Devils were going to their left side.
Up off the touch, nice swing. That's number 22, excuse me, Troy Snyder. Sorry, number 2, Devontae Shelton L. I'm looking at the wrong roster.
It's easy to do.
7-7, Devils and Irish locked up in a good one. Early in set number 1. Set to the outside, good elevation, good swing. Thaw comes up with it, bump set. Free ball across, here comes Independence. Quick one in the middle, off the block, keeping it alive. Still alive, free ball across. Second ball, handled by the Irish. What a great rally between these two teams. They continue to battle. Near side. Good reception. Quick one in the middle. Dunk down. It's good. That was number 18, Levi Sears.
He got on top of that ball very well. Didn't have anything to do but hit the ball from the top straight down. I think the SCVM coach might be asking a little bit about whether or not they may have had a prolonged contact. He's satisfied with the R2's explanation.
Out of bounds.
Busted the block. Daniel Alrabati just slipped through his hands.
It's a good swing by Sparhawk. Sparhawk, a 6'1" senior outside hitter. To the serving line now for St. Vincent-St. Mary. is number 8, Ronan Sivak. That's going to be tight, trying to keep it on this side. Good job with the setter that time. Dinked across. Second ball off the touch.
Jamie Panicki.
Yeah. The setter serving as an attacker right there.
All setters want to hit, Chris.
Absolutely.
All setters want to hit.
Yeah. Good serve. Right through the hands of Sparhawk. That's an ace for the Blue Devils, and they lead 10-8. Levi Sears, sophomore middle blocker at the serving line. Shoots middle back. Outside, Sparhawk goes up and hits it hard. That'll be a point for the Irish.
Arabati and Panicki need to close that block on the outside when you've got Sparhawk for the Fighting Irish hitting it. I think there was a big gap there. It's almost undefendable from the center, from the middle back if there's a gap in the block.
Good up, outside, into the block, kept alive for the moment. Unable to get it across though. Man, oh man, you talk about a reaction. Levi Sears just happened to be there. That was as pinball a play as I've seen today.
They come at you pretty fast, they do.
It's that old insurance commercial, life comes at you fast. That's exactly what's going on here. 10-10, all tied up. Free ball across on the overpass. Thaw with a bump to the outside. Sparhawk, middle back. Outside, up and down, big swing. That's Luke Masick. Excuse me, Masick is how you pronounce that.
Same situation as a couple rallies ago. The block has to close with each other. If there's a seam in the block, defense has a hard time lining up and setting up around them.
Panicki with the serve. Outside, roll shot. Panicki digs it up. Good cross-court play. Luke Masick.
Jaden
Timeout on the
Jacobs.
floor. Go ahead,
Yeah, Jaden Jacobs needs to transition. That ball goes set to the far side for the Blue Devils, their left side. Jaden Jacobs on St. Vincent-St. Mary's left side needs to transition off and play a little bit of defense.
If you're wondering who the go-to guy is for Independence here early, it is undoubtedly Luke Masick. 4 kills, 2 errors, already 9 attacks, hitting .222. Nobody else on the team has got more than 3 attacks. He's got 9. You look across the other side, Nate Sparhawk, 4 kills, no errors, 11 attacks. He's hitting .364. So if you want to go to, those are some guys that they're going to early. Question will be, can they continue? You play them hot, you play them until they cool themselves off, or do you figure out how to stop them? You just keep going, keep feeding the beast.
Set them until they're blocked, and on both sides, we have very few hitting errors. That bodes very well for the attack proficiency like you were just talking about. On the defensive side, St. Vincent-St. Mary has 9 digs and Independence has 8. Again, good volleyball.
Good volleyball. 353 is what St. Vincent-St. Mary's is hitting. 300 is Independence. So both teams kind of having their way in the attack department right now, scoring very, very highly. Panicki with a good serve. Set to the near side, up and out, wanting a touch, but nothing is there, and so the point will go to Independence. A real good effort on the attack by Jaden Jacobs, but he couldn't get the ball to find the back line.
Let's talk about that pass, that serve receive from Wilkins, arguably one of the most difficult skills in volleyball, serve receive. Wilkins handled it again a second time.
Cross court with the left hand. Outside, big fella. Another gentle toss across. Jacobs. They keep it alive, try to keep it alive, but they can't get it out of the net. And so the point goes to St. Vincent-St. Mary's. The Irish trail by 2, 13-11. And it's Nate Sparhawk to the serving line. Good up. And the Irish on the attack. High set to the outside. Jacobs over the block. Nicely done. Bump set. And it's sent across. Stahl comes up with it. Trying to get a block. Can't do it, and the official puts very quickly and adamantly points his flag to the ground, saying that ball was not dug. And so the point goes to the Irish.
Jaden Jacobs has hops like I haven't seen in a long, long time. He's getting up in the air. If he can get to the set when it's high enough at the peak, that ball's going to be blistered down.
He's already 6'4", then you give him his hops on top of it. And that is in, right in front of the back line.
Nice top spin attack, just dropped.
Sonny Sears to the serving line for Independence. The Devils lead the Irish 14-12. Thaw comes up with it, an overpass. Free ball across. Here come the Irish on the attack. Big swing.
There we go.
Goodness gracious, Jaden Jacobs.
And credit Dev Brickman, the setter for the Fighting Irish, to save that overpass on the first play and then put up a perfect one ball for Jacobs.
Muthaw to serve. To the back. I'll be interested to see if Troy Snyder ever gets into one. He's been gentle up to this point. He's played what's been given to him, no doubt about it. That's a pretty good swing by Luke Masick. Called his name more than once. 15-13 Devils. Masick to the serving line. Oh my goodness, what a swing. Masick was there, but he got his arms crossed on that big swing by Jacobs. Now Jaden Jacobs to the serving line. Irish trail by 1. And that's an ace on a miscommunication. And immediately, Ryan Mack says, my bad.
A little bit of confusion. I think Ryan Mack started to second guess whether he should play that ball with Libero standing right behind him.
Good up by Thaw. Free ball across from Sparhawk. Here comes Independence on the attack. There's a nice big swing, a touch and a point for the Blue Devils. St. Vincent-St. Mary said, who touched it? We didn't touch it. But the official made the call.
LJ2 didn't hesitate. The line judge on the side of the R2, he did not hesitate. Immediately put a touch signal up.
16-15, Devils lead the Irish. Good reception, quick one in the middle. Jacobs, ball goes straight back over and then it's tossed over again. And as it hit the tape, everybody was flat-footed or on their heels and the ball fell in front of them.
It was a nice play by Wilkins in the pass and go left front for the Fighting Irish. Was able to pass and put the ball up and do enough distraction for the Blue Devils to allow his teammate to score.
He is 5'8", is Wilkins. He just served now. We got a net violation called against the Blue Devils, so he'll remain at the serving line with the Irish having the lead now, 17-16. The 5'8" junior outside hitter. That's a sentence you don't hear very often. 5'8", an outside hitter. Although we had a guy 5'11" a couple games ago who was a middle blocker, so.
And then add their jump, add their vertical. That's the component.
Jacobs to Sparhawk. He sends it across. Blue Devils, second ball across. Thaw does a nice job of getting in front. Sparhawk, dug up by Sears. Free one across. Here come the Irish on the attack. Outside, Sparhawk, point, Irish.
Muthaw's doing a great job leading the defense for the Fighting Irish. He's reading really well. He's getting in there. He's controlling. He's doing a nice job picking up the dumps.
And Elijah Wilkins continues to serve, and as he does, he continues to see his team expand their lead. Now up by 2. What a great play, just out. Thaw did everything that he could, a foot got it up in the air. Athleticism by the Irish, but they couldn't quite get it to land.
It ends a 3-0 scoring run by the Fighting Irish.
And now Ryan Mack immediately serves it out of bounds. An unforced error puts the ball right back to the Irish with a 2-point lead. And to the serving line goes Ronan Sivak. Sivak wears number 8, 5'11", sophomore outside hitter. Back set up and down. Big kill for Levi Sears.
Credit to serve receive for the Independence Blue Devils. Pass was on target. I think they had any lane that they could have set, but Sears comes through. What a powerful hit.
And now he's at the serving line. 19-18, Irish with the lead. Independence with the serve. Near side, blocked, out of bounds, so the point goes to the Irish, side out. And going to the serving line will be Dev Brickman. Neither team has had a significant lead in this first set. It's been back and forth. The Irish are closing in on set number 1. That one's blocked down, and the Irish will get that point. A 3-point lead, 21-18.
6'3" Noah Dunbar for the Fighting Irish, able to keep that ball from crossing the net, effectively putting it straight down.
Big swing. Second ball across. Here come the Irish on the attack. Set to the outside. Jacobs up high. Sears keeps it alive. Big swing by Paniki. It's point. Sorry, Luke Masick. Paniki's 17. I read the number wrong.
Oh, it was the play before. The play before Paniki took it over, so.
There you go. Thank you. Now Paniki at the serving line. His team trails 21-19. And he serves into the net. Immediately takes responsibility for it, but at some point, you just have to not just own it, but you have to fix it. 22-19, Irish on top.
I'm going to play that tape for my team.
Don't just own it, fix it?
Yeah.
I'm a motivational speaker. I'm happy to come and wear them down.
There you go.
22-20, Irish on top. To the serving line is number 5, Sonny Sears, the senior libero. Out of bounds. Point to the Blue Devils.
That ball just dropped right as Sparhawk was getting behind it. That ball just dropped. It was a nice try by Dev Brickman to keep it alive, but came at him too fast.
We'll get through this first set, but then I want to get your thoughts on the role of the libero and how they're talking about adding a second and just kind of what all that looks like. And because, you know, when I was growing up through volleyball, libero didn't exist, right? We all did everything. So I like it. I like what it is, but just the evolution of the game, what the addition of a second libero will mean, all of that kind of stuff. 23-21. We'll do that at the start of set number 2. Dinked across. Outside, good elevation, down the line and a point. What a shot by Elijah Wilkins. And now it's set point, but not before a timeout by the Blue Devils. 24-21. Irish lead Independence in this 4th semifinal matchup of the day. Second in Division II. The winner moves on to the championship game tomorrow. That was a quick timeout for the Irish. They feel like they've got momentum on their side. They just had a quick chat and they're out.
Yeah, the Independence Blue Devils are going to take every last second of that 60 seconds. And besides instruction and modifications and slight changes, you want to break momentum, and that's what, or freeze the server, and that's what's happening right now. So Coach Smotek is going to take every last second, but of course they're out on the court before the Irish are, so I think the Irish are replenishing their hydration.
So 24-21, the Irish lead. Mu Thaw to serve. And this is set point. Good serve, good reception. Bumper. Up and into the net, and that point goes to the Irish. And set number 1 goes to the Irish off the miss hit by Troy Snyder. 25-21, the Irish over the Devils in set number 1. Number 2 on the other side of this timeout. And we'll talk a little bit about the libero and future rules changes that are in the mix. All of that with Renee when we return. This is Championship Volleyball on the NFHS Network.
Yes!
Yes!
It's a big money bet right there.
I want big money. Can I bet too?
Well, sweetie, betting is gambling. And there are big risks when money's involved.
Risks?
Yes, sweetie. That's why it's only for adults. Let's watch.
Youth who gamble are 4 times more likely to experience a gambling disorder as an adult. Be aware. Check for risks. Guide their choices. Help prevent youth gambling. Visit ChangeTheGameOhio.org. Ready?
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
I think so.
Set number 2 about to get underway from Wittenberg University in Springfield, Ohio. The Irish took set number 1, 25-21. And now, as we get ready for set number 2, we enter into a segment I like to call Ask Renee. And I like to call it that because I just made up that name. But that, I mean, I'm a player of a certain age, and so when I was growing up, there was a square that I had to serve inside of, and we didn't have people called liberos, and substitution rules were a little more stringent, and setting rules were a lot more stringent. I like the way the game has gone. None of this is bitter herbs for me. I think watching the game get more exciting, get more electric, get kids involved, I'm all about it. But evolution continues, right? And so we've got a libero now, and there's talk about adding a second libero to the mix. Talk a little bit about what you see and how things are progressing and what stands out as good and not so good, if there is anything.
I love that question because I think the liberos have added an element to volleyball that has made it more exciting for the fans. It's increased participation. Research shows that fans like long rallies, and liberos are defensive specialists. They keep the balls alive, and we saw some great libero action in the 2 of the previous matches today. I missed the first match today, but And even today, right now, as we watch out there, Muthau and Sonny Sears both playing great defense. I'm in favor of it because I think it broadens the opportunity for people to play this great sport.
First point of the second set goes to the Irish on a big kill. There's one up and down in the middle, and that one goes out of bounds. So without a touch, the point will go to the Fighting Irish, and they lead early 2-0.
Now, it would be interesting to see what kind of libero rules come into play at the OHSAA between the FIVB, the Federal International Volleyball, and the USAV, the club volleyball circuit. There are different rules, and we just saw an ace serve from the Fighting Irish. A lot of power behind that serve from Dev Brickman. But when you have two liberos, as you do in the USAV, you can still only have one on the court at the same time. Or one on the court at a time, I should say. You can't have two on at the same time, but a libero can substitute for a libero, which is very interesting, but only one of the, you can only serve in one of the rotations. There are a lot of little idiosyncrasies that keeps the game still a little bit refined.
And that serve is an ace and takes us out of bounds. So the Irish really coming out hot here in set number 2, already up 5-0. As Dev Brickman is bringing it.
He's holding nothing back now. He's got 3 aces. Oh! Add another one to our good friend Michael with the OHSAA. The coach might say, hey, Michael, we need that ball to be a little bit higher.
That's right. If you're going to field it, you got to get some air under it. Come on, man. So Brickman just going nuts right now, 6-0. That one, the EML is just a little bit long. I thought that was going to go through the wall, and instead it dove at the last minute. So really nice topspin for him, but didn't quite catch the lane.
But he gave the Fighting Irish a nice lead. It'll be interesting to see how Independence fights back.
Sonny Sears to begin that effort. Thou in the middle, pushed across. Thou again. Back set. Tight to the net, swung across and down in front of Paniki.
You know, transitions, when you're hitting a ball, transitions are so important. And I know I've mentioned Jaden Jacobs a couple times now, but his transition from that last attack back to get ready to possibly get a second set was lightning speed. It was super fast.
Nice kill.
Yep.
Masick throws it down, and now he goes to the serving line. His team still trails by 5, 7-2. So talk about that a little bit, because, I mean, obviously the very best high school volleyball player is still a 17 or 18-year-old high school volleyball player. If I'm trying to become better at playing volleyball, whether it's church league or high school or whatever it might be, where do you start? Because everybody likes to jump out of the gym. Everybody likes to hit the ball as hard as they can. That's not the starting point, right?
Ball control.
Yeah.
I told my club team this year that, and this might not be appropriate, maybe a little bit morbid, but I was joking with them, and I said on my gravestone it's going to say ball control could have been better, because I think ball control could always be better. I say that to every team, almost every time I have a chance to talk to them. So learn how to pass the ball, learn how to set the ball, take defensive reps, hit the floor, learn how to hit the floor, keep the ball alive. And obviously, when you've got a great serve like St. Vincent-St. Mary is displaying now, you've got to be able to serve, receive, arguably, again, one of the toughest things in volleyball.
Timeout Independence as they are down 10-2 here in set number 2. The other thing, to your point, when you talk about ball control, most of us want to be 6 rotation players. Not all of us have the skill set or even the body makeup to be able to do that, but you become more valuable to your team when you don't have to worry about, I've got to hide this guy for 2 rotations or 3 rotations. I can find, I can have confidence that he's going to be there the entire time. So ball control is the beginning of that, because serve, receive, ball control, and then what you're able to do, whether as a setter, as an attacker, whatever your other role is on the team.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of 6-position players anymore.
No.
You see a lot of specialized players. I think the substitution rule changes has allowed for more specialization. You can have people come in and only play front row. Besides the libero, you have defensive specialists who probably won't play front row unless you run out of substitutions. Each team is limited to a number of substitutions per set. So I think the universal governing bodies of volleyball are really trying to make it more of a spectator sport and more of a participation sport. And you see a lot of things, and to the point that I think we made earlier, longer rallies attracts people. Some of the activities that are done with jump serves where they can land inside the court, there are some rules being tested where if you jump serve, you have to land outside the court because, again, you don't want ace after ace after ace. You want long rallies. The fans want long rallies.
Side out for St. Vincent-St. Mary's. They're up 11-3 right now, and they are handling their business on the offensive side for sure. And Independence has had a tough time getting their offensive system in rhythm. That's an illegal serve as Jacobs was across the line. But again, you talk about a 6'4" kid who can jump out of the gym. That's exactly what we just saw.
And that's the first time he's tried a jump serve. He's been using he's been using a float serve so far in the match.
There's a floater that is handled by Thal. Up, good dig. Really well done by Shane Korniak. Into the block and down. Wow, great job on the block by number 17, Jamie Panicki.
We talked earlier, I think it was the previous match, about a 5-1 versus a 6-2. Panicki, They're running a 5-1 over here with the Independence team, and he's doing it all. He's setting, he's blocking, he's taking balls over on his own. The pass is there. Oh, we've got a net violation. Yep. It looks like they're calling it on Panicki.
12-5, the Irish have the advantage, and here is Elijah Wilkins at the serving line. And Wilkins had a nice little run serving earlier in this match. Chance here, that one goes across. Here come the Irish. Sparhawk pounds it off the block and out of play. The point for the Irish.
Body's arms, when he goes up to block, they've got to be in front of him. He's going straight up above his shoulders. He's got to press forward. I think if he does that, his block won't be blown as badly as it just was.
It's all geometry, man. It's all geometry.
It is.
Good swing. Sparhawk. Too long? Yeah, just outside the line. Irish 13, Devils 6 in set number 2. St. Vincent-St. Mary took the first one, 25-21. They've had a pretty good handle on this one thus far. Sparhawk across. Outside into the block and out. So Independence trying to climb back in. They trail by 6.
Nice pass.
Oh, the second ball across. Dev Brickman gets the job done.
Sparhawk should get the assist on that. It was a beautiful pass.
It really was. There's that ball control again, right? I mean,
exactly.
I've talked to Jackie a lot, who's doing the other games today, about the passes that are worth 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. Yep. And of course, that's not a scoreboard thing, that's a coaching thing. But if you're able to give your setter multiple opportunities by putting the ball right in his wheelhouse or her wheelhouse, man, that's worth the price of admission all by itself.
Absolutely. If you run a multiple offense and that pass is right where the setter can run any set, outside, a shoot, a back one, a slide, a back row attack, any of those, how, as a blocker, how do you manage all of that? And if the setter's got a good quick release from the top of his head or her head, and they can put that ball out, it's quite the challenge for the blocking side.
Set to the outside. In front of the line and down. Really nice job navigating the antenna for number 11, Luke Masick. Masick has not cooled off even a little bit. He's now 11 kills, 4 errors on 19 attacks. Trying to get across. Thou does the work. Outside. Big swing. Goodness gracious. Masick again.
From our vantage point, I can't quite see where that ball's going between Dunbar and Brickman, but Irish have the setter in the front row. He's a little bit shorter at 5'10". And I can't tell if the ball's going over. Oh, just long. Over Brickman or through the block.
Yeah, not sure. Paniki with the service error there, so it's Irish 15, Devils 10. And the serve comes back to Dev Brickman of St. Vincent-St. Mary. Middle back. Quick one in the middle. It's up and down. Goodness gracious. Masick is on fire right now.
Beautiful pass, super set. Go one-on-one with Masick. I'm afraid you're always going to lose to Masick.
Sonny Sears.
Nice pass. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Quicker
there it is.
set.
Jaden Jacobs goes up and hammers one down.
That's what we were
16-11.
just talking about, Chris. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk. Just talking about that. You put that set on the setter's head, and he can run anything. You had a fake one, and Jacobs came in and pounded the ball in the 3 zone.
To the middle. Wanting a touch, not going to get it. That ball was mishit on the attack, and so it goes out of bounds. The point comes to Sparhawk and the Irish, who have increased their lead now to 6, 17-11.
You know, like that sportsmanship that was just shown. Masick came underneath the net, hit Dunbar. They shook hands, made sure each of them were okay. Love to see that.
Quick one in the middle. Good swing. That's Jacobs again.
And a pass on the money.
Jaden Jacobs now with 7 kills on 14 attacks, only 2 errors. Sparhawk. Spears comes up with it. Into the block and down. That's another point. Nicely done by Elijah Wilkins.
That was a terrific block. Snyder came around and tried to run a one or fake the one in the middle, but they didn't fool the Fighting Irish.
Sparhawk, good serve. Bumper back to the middle. Can they keep it alive? They do for the moment. Foul, over. Nicely done, keeping things moving. Cross court, out of bounds, no touch. And the point to the Irish. And the Irish, every time they score, they huddle up and they do a little dance, but the dance seems to be getting a little hop, a little faster and a little hotter as the day goes on, because they are up by 9 now. Calling for a timeout is Independence. 20-11 is the score in set number 2. And we are seeing some individual efforts that are unbelievable. Masick, hitting 304 so far. Sparhawk hitting 400. Jaden Jacobs hitting 357. Wilkins hitting 400. Devontae L. Shelton, granted only 4 attacks, but he's hitting 500. We're just seeing some really strong individual efforts from both of these teams right now.
Yeah, and you know, the assists too. Dev Brickman's pushed out 20 assists. You've got Jamie Paniki with 16 assists. Super defensive efforts by Sonny Sears with Independence. He has 7 digs, and Mutau has 8 digs, along with Elijah Wilkins, 5 digs, and Jaden Jacobs, 4 digs. Not easy for a big guy, 6'4". Those last 3 stats for St. Vincent-St. Mary Fighting Irish. So good defense, good pounds.
Listen to this Jaden Jacobs line. He's got 7 kills on 14 attacks, 2 errors, so he's hitting 357. He's got an ace, 4 digs, and 3 blocks.
Yeah.
And it's the second set. Good dig there. Bump to the backside. Foul with the backside. Wilkins dug up, overpass, sent down. Can they keep it alive? No, sir. 21-11, a 10-point cushion for the Irish.
And another incredibly impressive jumper. Noah Dunbar went up with the 6'3" frame and just pushed that ball straight down. He was ready to rotate. Coach had to push him back out of the court, said not quite yet.
There's an air ball, so to speak. Air mail, if you will. Sparhawk did not get on top of that one. 21-12. And here is Luke Masick. Masick's line not bad. 3 digs, 1 block, 292 hitter. That one goes into the net, and the Blue Devils get another point.
I think that's the first bad set I've seen out of Brickman today. A little bit low for Dunbar's jumping out of the gym. Brickman brings it up, and Dunbar will be able to put it back down.
Masick again from the serving line. Big swing. Outside, Wilkins into the block. Sparhawk keeps it alive. One more to Wilkins. Through the block and down.
Nice retrieval by Sparhawk. I thought that ball was down, but he was quick on his feet, and it had a controlled pass so they could run an offense.
Wilkins now 4 kills on 8 attacks with only 1 error. Good dig. Down the line, Foul comes up with it. Good set to the near side. Wilkins down the line again. Big point for the Irish.
You know, 5'8". Elijah Wilkins, 5'8", going up against Snyder, who has to be 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
I mean, just great vision. It's so important as a hitter to be able to see where the block is, be able to see where the hole is. That's a nice topspin serve. Paniki sets the outside.
Near side, Wilkins again off the touch. Got to go free across, they do. Sparhawk starts the offense for the Irish. Down the line, out of bounds. Point for the Blue Devils. 23-14, Irish with the lead. Blue Devils with the serve. The Irish 2 points away from a commanding 2-0 lead. But it ain't over yet. Snyder, good up. Jacobs, good swing, couldn't dig it. Getting his hands on it was Masick, but he couldn't elevate, and now it is set point as Jacobs goes to the serving line for the Irish.
Quick shout out to Devontae Sheltonell in the previous play. He had some great body control, not crossing that center line to give Independence a point. Number 2 out there, he did a nice job staying on our side, or the Irish's side, his side, I should say.
That service error was well beyond the back line, and so it's back to the Blue Devils. Floating serve. Back set, Jacobs from the back row, down the line, out of bounds. Point belongs to Independence, and it's Ryan Mack who continues to serve for the Blue Devils. Mack with a unique service style because he tosses and hits with the same arm. That one's blocked but kept in play. Wilkins from well off the net. Middle, push deep, Foul comes up with it. Outside, Wilkins off the touch, into the net. And we've got a net violation called on the Irish. I think Wilkins ended up in it as he hit it, and they're going to actually call 4 hits as well. So we've got all kinds of things called against the Irish on that play.
Yeah, his arm swing follow through just caught one of the cords of the net. Setters in the front for the Fighting Irish. There's a 31 to Devontae Sheltonell, and it's blocked out of bounds. 4-set point.
And that'll do it for set number 2, 25-17. The Irish have the advantage, and they lead it 2-0. Set number 3 on the other side, St. Vincent-St. Mary is 25 points away from punching their ticket to a state championship matchup, but there's plenty of time for the Blue Devils to come back, climb back, and make this a thing. We'll find out if they can do it after this timeout. Stay right there. More championship volleyball is ahead on the NFHS Network.
Yes!
Yes!
It's a big money bet right there.
I want big money. Can I bet too?
Well, sweetie, betting is gambling, and there are big risks when money's involved.
Risks?
Yes, sweetie. That's why it's only for adults. Let's watch.
Youth who gamble are 4 times more likely to experience a gambling disorder as an adult. Be aware. Check for risks. Guide their choices. Help prevent youth gambling. Visit ChangeTheGameOhio.org.
Ready?
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
Two sets to none. The Irish of St. Vincent-St. Mary a commanding lead over the Blue Devils right now. But as we enter into set 3, we've seen stranger things. In fact, we've seen over and over reverse sweeps. I've mentioned a couple times today that Moeller did it back in 2023. They were down 2-0 in their state championship match, only to come back and win against Olentangy Liberty 3-2. But for that to happen, the Blue Devils are going to have to come up with something a little more consistent on offense, because the Irish really handled themselves well in that last set, coming out with a 25-17 win in set number 2. And Dev Brickman to the serving line for the Irish, and this young man has been serving lights out.
Oh.
The announcer's jinx is in full force. He's been serving lights out, net serve. What else can I do?
You know, he started out the last set and he ran off, 4 aces and within 6 points, so you're spot on.
Yeah, until I wasn't. That's how that works. Paniki serves into the net as well. So 1-1, neither team wants to score. We'll see about Nate Sparhawk. Sparhawk, a 6'1 senior. This kid has been on this stage before with the Irish, and now as a senior, an opportunity to lead his team into the championship game. Off the touch. Thou sends it to the outside. Going to be tight. Nobody can play it close to the net. The point belongs to the Blue Devils.
It looks like the Fighting Irish were transitioning. Didn't have a right side attacker on that one. Dunbar had already moved to the middle.
Sonny Sears to serve for Independence. Thou. Quick one in the middle. Big swing, untouched. And I'll tell you, number 14, Noah Dunbar, hit that ball a ton. He just couldn't keep it inside the white line. Sears. Thou. Outside, Wilkins. Good dig by Sears. Mason right into the block and straight down. Goodness gracious, and that's Jacobs. Yeah, and that kid hops out of the gym.
Well, and combine that with Dunbar, 6'3", 6'4", and then their hops.
Yeah.
Mason's he's got to get around that wall that they produce.
Back set, good swing. Thou comes up with it. Wilkins from off the net. Dinked across right into the campfire area. The Blue Devils very excited about that as Paniki found the open spot in the zone.
Yeah, Brickman, that's a tough play. Brickman's got to release to set, but then he also has to play defense first. And that's what happened. He didn't do that.
Into the block and down. The point goes to the Blue Devils. The Blue Devils right now, you wouldn't think that they were down 2-0. They would think they were up 2-0. Their energy is really impressive.
Yeah, and they have to start strong. They've got to start fast right now.
Masick with the serve into the net. And that's the only critical flaw so far in this third set for these guys, is they've had a little trouble serving the ball over the net. Here's Jacobs. He serves the floater, dug in the back by Sears. Back set. Touch, Foul comes up with it, excuse me. Going across, Sparhawk sends it deep. Big swing and in. Blue Devils are geeked up, and I'll tell you this, if you're wondering who their leader is, it could be Ryan Mack. That kid is stomping and grunting and doing everything he can to get his team motivated.
You know, if Levi Sears wakes up and starts pounding them the way he just did, I think the Fighting Irish are going to be in for a different type of game.
Mm-hmm. Snyder with the serve. Over the net. There it is. Sparhawk, second ball across. Can they keep it alive? They cannot. Good job to change the rhythm on the second ball, and it got off the tape as well, so everybody's rhythm is out the door at that point.
That was a really smart play. After that joust recovery from Independence, they were able to bring it over. Brickman caught him just a little bit off balance transitioning.
Here's Elijah Wilkins. Big swing. Outside, toss over the top. Jacobs, near side, Sparhawk. Oh my goodness! Nate Sparhawk up and down, and everybody on the Irish just smiling and saying, yeah, brother. What a swing by number 3.
I think they may need to check the court on that side of the net. He just pounded, he broke a board.
Trying to keep it alive. Sparhawk again off the block, and he is wound up and swung like he's swinging for the fences on the last 2. Tied at 6.
I don't know, Chris. Next year, I think I'm going to ask for some protective glass to be put up in front of us.
Oh, I've seen so many video monitors and computer monitors and all that stuff go down. It scares me to bring my stuff. Into the block and down. That's out of bounds, so that'll come back to the Blue Devils, who lead it now 7-6. And here comes Ryan Mack. Sparhawk again, into the block and down again. Sparhawk with 3 kills in this set alone. He is now 12 for 25 with only 1 error.
That's impressive. Wow. Again, if our body can get his arms in front of his shoulders and block, it'd be a different story.
7-7. Masick. Paniki. That one's hammered down in front. That's Levi Sears. And you said it, if he wakes up and starts swinging like that, it could be a different game. Sears looks like his slumber is ended. Yeah, Sparhawk at this moment hitting .458.
That's
back set, Jacobs.
Fire.
Down the line, out of bounds. Yeah, it's no joke. Masick has cooled off a little bit. He's 13 for 26, but with 7 errors sprinkled in there. Sparhawk got that one elevated. Gets it right back. Good dig.
Oh.
Hammer down. That's big number 14, Noah Dunbar, working the middle.
That's the second time Dunbar has had excellent vision. He just takes the ball. He doesn't have to hit it. He sees the hole on the court, and he just places it right into it.
Dev Brickman. Outside. Good dig. Oh, goodness gracious, swings it hard again. The only thing that saved it was the net. Cross court, Thou. Outside to the backside. Cross court and down. What a great swing.
Nice wrist shot from Jacobs. Had that spin that moved away from the defender. Great extension, sharp cross court.
Brickman again. Now the Irish and the Devils tied at 9. Good reception in the back. Set to the outside. That one's tough. Hit the antenna. And the official calls it. And so it was last touched by the Irish before it hit the antenna. That was my question, was who touched it last? But apparently it was the Irish. So the ball comes back to Jamie Panicki and Independence. They lead 10-9. Panicki skips forward. Foul. Quick one in the middle. Oh my goodness, Dunbar!
Now, Chris, here's the deal. You're the Independence Blue Devils, and you've got Jacob on the outside. You've got Dunbar in the middle. You've got a perfect pass. How do you block that?
Yeah.
How do you block that? It's a beautiful set by Brickman. Oh, touch.
Sparhawk drives that one right off of Levi Sears for the point. Nate Sparhawk is a good player. He's been here before, but he has come alive here in set number 3, both on the attack when he's in the front and here in the service realm. He's picking his spots.
Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I thought the Blue Devils got away with a back row attack. It was a little bit of a delayed whistle. The official did the right thing to make sure that she was certain he was in the back row before stop and play.
So now 12-10, Irish on top, and Sparhawk continues to serve. High toss, big swing. That's going to be an overpass. Spikes right down, Dunbar again. Timeout, Blue Devils. Down 3. They've been up, they've been tied, and now quickly they're down 3. And so they take a timeout to talk it over. How quickly. This is the other thing about all the rule changes, and I realize I'm aging myself. There was once upon a time where you could only score if you served, right? And that was a long time ago. But I love rally scoring. I love the energy of it. I love the speed of it, but I also love the fact that you can go from down 6 to up 3 like that.
Yeah, you know, back in the side-out ball, you could have matches that would last hours and play rally after rally after rally, and nobody would score. Of course, those sets only went to 15, so they expanded it, got it up to 25. I think the thing that I find most difficult with rally is if you dig a hole, it is incredibly hard to dig out of. It's very hard to come back. But when rally scoring first entered the scene, if you will, gosh, I remember they weren't quite sure how long to make the sets.
Yeah.
So sets would go to 30, then sets would go to 21, then finally they scheduled on 25. But it certainly makes every point worthwhile.
30's crazy, by the way. I'm just saying.
It was. Well, I remember watching a girls' OHSAA state championship, and I think there was a set that went 41-39.
Yeesh. Sparhawk with a serve. That one's out. Oh, nicely navigating the antenna. I will give him credit for that. That was Troy Snyder, and he was tight to the pin and was still able to get it around. Unfortunately for the Blue Devils, the point goes to the Irish. 14-10, and Sparhawk continues to serve. The Irish 11 points away from a date at the state championship game tomorrow afternoon at 4. Good up, bump to the outside. Masick. Foul outside, Jacobs. Cross court dug out by Panicki. Snyder bumps it straight across. Free one. Jacobs. Outside to Wilkins. And there it is again. You've got Dunbar in the middle. You've got Jacobs on the outside. You've got everybody funneling towards those two, and you got Wilkins one-on-one on the near side.
Exactly. And it starts with the pass. If the pass wasn't accurate, that wouldn't be possible. but St. Vincent-St. Mary's passing very, very well. Look out for the overpass. That would be, I thought he was going to have his fifth stuff block. You know, I have to call out Grace Motek, though, the coach of Independence. This is her first year, Chris. Her first year coaching that great group of athletes over there, and she brings them to the state Final Four. I mean, there's a lot to be proud of with that accomplishment.
No doubt. Good dig by Thal. Sparhawk sends it across. Here come the Blue Devils on the attack. Back set. Keeping it alive. Wilkins. Off the touch, out of the no touch, out of bounds. So the point goes to the Blue Devils. They get the ball back as well. 16-11, the Irish lead. Sonny Sears to serve. Skipping forward, just misses the tape. Up and down, what a hit.
You have to love the versatility of Jayden Jacobs. We have seen him score from the middle. We've seen him score from the right side. We've seen him score from the left side. And, of course, the blocks that he's had, 4 blocks, 6 digs.
And the Blue Devils have the wheels falling off, it would seem. 18-11 now, and that was a frustrating play to say the least. So now Thal ready to go. Leading by 7. High toss, big jump. Tried to get it to creep over the tape, couldn't do it. And so here is Luke Masick. Masick will be back next year. He's a junior. That's the other thing about this Independence team. 1, 2 seniors on this team. Everybody else is back. You got to like that.
Oh, that's beautiful. Bodes very well for the future. Smart set by Sonny.
Out of bounds. So yeah, Sonny Sears and Ryan Mack, obviously key parts of this team. You don't want to take anything away from them, but you got to like saying, well, we've got Al-Rabadi and Paniki and Sears and Snyder, all those guys back for another year or 2.
Very young team, yep. I expect we might be calling them next year.
That's very possible. Good reception by Sparhawk. Back to Jacobs, who sends it gently across. Sears comes up with it. Back row attack by Masick. Quick one in the middle. And Thal tries to dig it. Sparhawk hustling, but he can't get there.
Trying to light the fire over there on the Blue Devil side. We haven't seen a lot of back row attacks. I think that's the first one from Independence. We saw one earlier from the Fighting Irish. But the Independence group still running that multiple attack, front one, back one, trying to confuse the Irish, but that hurts.
Yeah, net violation, service error by number 11, Luke Masick, so it comes back to St. Vincent-St. Mary. They lead by 5, 19-14. Jacobs, too strong on the floater. Ball comes back over to the Blue Devils, and Troy Snyder to the serving line. Trailing by 4. Snyder needs 4 or 5 in a row here to make this interesting. Hits Sparhawk. Into the block and straight back. Nicely done by the front line, stopping Devontae Shelton L. 19-16. Snyder to serve it again, the sophomore. Smacks the ball down several times. Down the line. Wilkins into the block, and another point for the Blue Devils. Paniki is there.
You see some momentum shifting a little bit right now, going from St. Vincent-St. Mary over to the Independent side. It's pretty frustrating, and as a hitter, but it's a great momentum builder as a blocker when you can do 2 consecutive blocks like that. And then just barely, I had a player in my way, but I thought that ball dropped in.
Just missed it, apparently. Line judge is standing right there. She looks like she feels confident about her answer.
Yeah, she didn't hesitate at all.
20-17, Irish lead. And here's Elijah Wilkins to serve. Into the net. The Irish not doing anything to seize control of this one.
I think they might be getting a little bit tight. They see where they are. They're on the precipice of capturing a state championship bid.
Outside Sparhawk. They got to play it. It's over. There we go. Jacobs. Good block. They're going to stay alive. Wilkins across. Free ball across for Masick. Sparhawk. Through and down. Sparhawk. 21-18.
A unique swing, right? I mean, he almost did a roundhouse swing that really threw off the timing of the block.
Well, watching these guys elevate is one thing, but the hang time is also incredibly impressive to me. Some of these guys can stay up there for what feels like 3 or 4 seconds.
And their athleticism, very, very impressive.
Paniki keeps it alive, tossed across. Jacobs outside. Sparhawk makes an adjustment, hits it into the net. The point to the Blue Devils. 21-19.
Chris, are you starting to see some fatigue? We've had a lot of jumping going on, and I think some of the St. Vincent-St. Mary guys are they look a little tired.
It does look that way a little bit. Sparhawk receives that one, sent across on the second ball, and that confused the Irish, or the Blue Devils, and went across, so 22-19. And right now, if you're Logan Jennings, you're looking at your team and saying, 3, fellas, 3. You can breathe, you can rest after we score 3.
Exactly.
Outside, down the line, out of bounds, no touch, point for the Irish. And then there were 2. Dev Brickman, but not before a timeout is taken by Grace Smotek for the Independence Blue Devils.
That is her last timeout, so she's got to get her guys set up to fight for the next 6 points.
Well, they've gone from being down 6 to being what they were as close as 2. They're back down 4 now. And so breaking this serve, getting it back, and then playing loose but smart, right? That's kind of the paradigm you want to have. Loose and smart. We don't want you to play tight. We don't want you to make mistakes because you're all stressed out.
They can't be less than aggressive because you can't give them a bunch of free balls. Then St. Vincent-St. Mary's going to attack like none other. So they've got to be controlled, aggressively controlled. How's that?
I like it. We'll coin terms here. We have no problem with that. Aggressively controlled. So Dev Brickman back to the serving line for St. Vincent-St. Mary. Middletown Bishop Fenwick has already punched their ticket. They're waiting to find out who they play, and St. Vincent-St. Mary is 2 points away from being that opponent. Floater to the back, Sears outside, Masick into the block and down, point for the Blue Devils.
Dunbar just a little bit late on getting out there to Jaden Jacobs to seal up the block. He was about 6 inches off the net instead of reaching over.
Jamie Paniki. Back set. Into the block and down. That'll be a point. Sparhawk with the kill. And then there was one. This is champion, or should say this is match point.
Match point number 1.
The entire Irish bench standing, the Irish faithful standing. The toss, the jump, the serve. It goes left, over the bench, and that'll do it. The Irish of St. Vincent-St. Mary take care of the Devils of Independence. 3 sets to none, 25-21, 25-17, and 25-20, setting up Bishop Fenwick from Middletown and St. Vincent-St. Mary's from Akron in the Division II State Championship tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. And as you reflect on what we've seen tonight in these 2 matchups, what stands out to you? What are your first impressions of the Bishop Fenwick St. Vincent-St. Mary matchup for tomorrow?
It's going to be a battle. Both of them have very, very strong hitters. Both of them have incredible setters. Their liberos are very, very good. It's going to be a match to see who can make the least amount of errors. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a great match to watch.
You can join me and Michelle Mimna tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the girls, for the boys Division I championship, and then Michelle and I will have the Division II state championship at 4 o'clock as well. Renee, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for doing a great job.
Thank you.
It's a great opportunity to work with people like Jackie Klein and Renee DeGraff, and tomorrow Michelle Mimna. And we just keep watching volleyball in the state of Ohio improve and grow and strengthen, and it's just a lot of fun. We hope you've enjoyed today's telecasts all throughout the day, and we hope you'll choose to join us tomorrow. Until then, for all of us at the NFHS Network, including Bree Stidd spinning the dials and Renee DeGraff, I'm Chris Solwecki. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great night, everybody.